Hans Niemann, a chess pro who is being accused of using... What? Hello gamers. Today we're going to be talking about a chess champion who has been making a lot of waves in the chess community lately after resigning from a tournament because of what he believed was a cheater that he had lost to. He was on a 53 undefeated win streak in chess, which is, I mean, phenomenal, but for Magnus Carlsen, this is really not much. Magnus Carlsen, the chess #1, was up against Hans Niemann a few weeks ago, and just prior to this match where he lost, he was up against Niemann in the FTX Crypto Cup, which is where Niemann actually beat Carlsen, and this is what he said after that chess game.
You start out with a masterpiece. How would you summarize it?
Chess speaks for itself.
Now, this is just an online chess.com sort of like rapid chess match, so it's not really on the same caliber as a full-blown physical game of chess. Well, fast forward a few weeks, they're up against each other head-to-head. Very quickly, we see during this chess match that Carlsen was not going to win, and Niemann wins. I mean, we were all in awe. The fact that Hans Niemann had beaten the #1 chess champion just like that was pretty crazy. Just a few hours later, he decides he's I'm out of the competition, and he has this to say.
Prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble, and I don't want to be in big trouble.
He just tweeted that and went on about his day, and I mean, that sent the chess world into fucking flames. It then continues that no, he was actually fully done with the tournament itself, which was huge news for chess. I mean, not only is it disrespectful, because there was no evidence that this guy had just come in and cheated. I mean, he was just playing chess, right? That's where this story gets completely up in arms.
Afterwards, he was interviewed, and by the looks of things, he was actually kind of sussy about it, and a lot of people are a bit like suspicious about what he said.
I think he's just so demoralized because he's losing to such an idiot like me, you know? It's just, it must be embarrassing for the world champion to lose to me.
Wait a second. I mean, he's never played G3, and Hans is claiming that he prepped it up to move 20 before.
They then rematched with Carlsen, and Carlsen resigned after one move.
Magnus resigns?
Did he resign?
Magnus resigns!
Which is definitely a big stance to take on this whole thing, and clearly proving to everyone that he really does think he's cheating.
There's a lot of reasons why we all thought that Carlsen was calling out Niemann for cheating. #1, which is plain and simple, is the fact that immediately after his resignation, the day after in the tournament, a 15-minute delay was added to all of their live broadcasts at this chess championship, and they turned off all the chess analysis machines off for everyone but Niemann and his opponent for that day, which was a little sus. I have to admit, that's pretty sus. Niemann knew exactly what he was getting into. He was sitting into that chair face to face with his opponent that day with their laser pointed right in between his eyebrows, because he knew the chess gods were watching him with a scope. I mean, he was the sussy red imposter, and like they were waiting for him to vent right in front of them. That's what they were looking for. I mean, he was under so much scrutiny. I mean, without any hard proof or evidence. I mean, that is probably exactly the reason why they were watching him so hard, because they were just like, well, we haven't got anything, but I mean, yeah, he did beat Magnus Carlsen in like pretty quick time. He didn't really seem to stress about it much either. Okay, yeah, let's watch this game really intently. Again, nothing out of the ordinary. Just played a game of chess. No analysis has really been able to find out like that's clear he's cheating or not, because it's chess. It has an explanation. Every move has an explanation. If you just do that randomly, it has an explanation. So it's very difficult to prove cheating in chess, whether it's really obvious or if it's not really that obvious at all. It's all going to be just as hard to tell. Well, the public took this and, I mean, they formed this into a ball, chewed it up, spat it out, and it spread like wildfire. It spread like wildfire. They were theorizing that they need to check every hole of this man. Yep, you heard me right. They really got to the point in this conspiracy theory hole that Hans Niemann had vibrating anal beads and that he'd learnt Morse code in order to understand and basically cheat and read his opponent's moves, you know, in like inhuman time. It blows my mind just as much as I'm sure it's blowing a lot of your minds. Vibrating anal beads is the theory here. And if you think that's out the ordinary and crazy and just bananas, even Elon Musk chimed in and had this to say. Well, if you didn't think it got far enough, it actually landed in an interview, and Hans Niemann himself said he would be happy to play this game naked. Rematching Carlsen naked. I mean, he was willing to play with all of his holes open just to prove that he wasn't cheating. Like, that he wasn't using anal Morse code to get an advantage. Chess. This is chess we're talking about. I mean, I think it's pretty absurd that people went this far to the point where this guy was literally like, was just like, I will spread for you guys to literally listen to me and realize I am not cheating, which is crazy. Especially without any proof or evidence. It's ridiculous. Well, the reason why they went so deep and went straight for the cheating thing is because Hans has actually admitted to cheating before. Now, the cheating happened online, so it's just in online chess. But let's see, I'm not someone who understands the mind of a cheater. But if I had to guess, once a cheater, always a cheater. But then again, he was 12 and 16 when he cheated in online chess, and it was to rapidly increase his ranking so he could play against more people in his caliber, which he admits was wrong of him, and it's still his biggest regret in his chess career. Well, that will be if they find the anal beads. Realistically, is it enough to say, yeah, well, he cheated online chess when he was like 12 and 16? Is that enough to say, yeah, well, then he's probably now thought about a way to cheat for all these years and upped his game to the point now where he's put anal beads that vibrate in his bum so he can understand what his opponent is doing in human time? It just, I don't know. It does make me think, but again, once a cheater, always a cheater is a relatively good thing, or a leg to stand on in these sort of situations. But at the same time, it really has my head spinning. But Hans Niemann is now banned from chess.com. They released a few statements. I know some other Hikaru has made a few statements about this and a few comments. And then just a couple days ago, this bombshell dropped from Magnus Carlsen, in which he says he basically believes that Niemann was cheating, and more recently than he has publicly admitted. Dear Chess World, at the 2022 Sinquefield, how do you pronounce that, Cup? I made the unprecedented professional decision to withdraw from the tournament after my round 3 game against Hans Niemann. A week later, during the Champions Chess Tour, I resigned against Hans Niemann after only playing 1 move. I know that my actions have frustrated many in the chess community. I'm frustrated. I want to play chess. I want to continue to play chess at the highest level in the best events, which I believe, seeing as he went 53 games without losing because he's a beast. I believe that cheating in chess is a big deal and an existential threat to the game. I also believe that chess organizers and all those who care about the sanctity of this game we love should seriously consider increasing security measures and methods of cheat detection for over-the-board chess. When Niemann was invited last minute to 2022 Sinquefield Cup, I really hate pronouncing that, I strongly considered withdrawing prior to the event I ultimately chose to play. I believe that Niemann has cheated before, and more recently than he has publicly admitted. His over-the-board progress has been unusual, and throughout our game in the Sinquefield Cup, I had the impression that he wasn't tense or even fully concentrating on the game in critical positions, which is very strange, while outplaying me as black in a way I think only a handful of players can do. This game contributed to changing my perspective. We must do something about cheating, and for my part going forward, I don't want to play against people that have cheated repeatedly in the past, because I don't know what they are capable of doing in the future. There is more that I would like to say. Unfortunately, at this time, I am limited in what I can say without explicit permission from Niemann to speak openly. What? Like, at that point, I'm like, dude, what did you find up there? So far, I have only been able to speak with my actions, and those actions have stated clearly that I'm not willing to play chess with Niemann. I hope that truth in the matter comes out, whatever it may be. Dude, I mean, what on earth does any of that mean? All right, my camera's died, so we're going to leave it there. I hope this was informative enough. I don't know a lot of chess. I attempted to do a lot of research into this to try and get my head around it, as well as hopefully explain it enough for you, so you can get your head around it. If you're a chess pro anyway, or you're a chess brainiac, then this video has not been very informative for you, I'm sure. But I hope I did this story justice, and I hope those of you who don't understand chess get a bit of an idea of what on earth is going on and why people are talking about anal beads in chess. Thank you very much for watching. Yeah, what the fuck?